Welcome back, everyone, for this week's episode of our Smoky Mountain Wrestling Podcast. This is Smoky Mountain Wrestling episode number 77 from July the 17th of 1993. We're still in Council High School in Council, Virginia. If you missed the demographics, I suggest, if you missed the demographics from this area, I suggest that you go back and listen to the first 15 minutes of last week's episode where Doc lays it out, and we have a very interesting and a terrible discussion for the first 15 minutes that have nothing to do with Smoky Mountain Wrestling, but have everything to do with everything else in the world. But, you know, with all that said, I'm sitting here, myself, Hardbody Harper, Doc Turner, ready to do this thing as we go into another week of the Smoky Mountains. Harper, how you doing this week, man? You all right?
I'm doing great, Michael. How are you?
I'm good, man. I still haven't had time to take you up on going back and watching some of that Living Single stuff on Hulu since we just recorded last week's episode, and now we're recording this one like 5 minutes later after we all took a piss break and whatnot. But I got to go back and watch some Living Single. Doc, how you doing?
You should.
I will. I'm gonna make that a priority in 2018 as I do my New Year, new motherfucking me stuff. Doc, how you doing?
No. Let's just get started with the ring since you don't like to talk about anything but Smoky Mountain. Let's go, pal. Let's go. Smoky Mountain. Let's go.
No. What do you got?
No, I ain't got nothing, man.
He ain't got nothing. That's the only reason why he's saying it. If he felt like blabbering, he would have talked about something at this point. Well, we will go to the ring, and what a contrast. Last week we went 15 minutes before we went to the ring. This week we're not even 2 minutes in, and we're already going to Dutch and Bob, which Dutch doesn't have signs again, and it's a little disappointing. But all we know is Bobby Blaze will face Dutch Mantell for the Beat the Champ TV title. Did I miss anything from that opening, Doc?
There was only one name in that hat.
How do you know? You saying the system's rigged? You saying it's a political scam? What are you trying to say, Doc?
I can really only comment on what happens in Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Okay. Hopper, your thoughts? Anything?
I don't know. So all he did was put on one of them like Mexican ponchos, and you can still see his University of fucking Delaware shirt.
You think that poncho smells good?
No.
There's not a poncho alive that smells good.
Remember back in the day?
Those things smell like ass straight from the factory, pal.
I remember back in the day, Doc was like, "What do you think Dutch's hat smells like?" Is Badussi a possibility?
I was going to say sweaty tobacco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe so. So let's get into this thing. We go to the first match. It's Jimmy Jannetty versus Primetime Bryan Lee. Primetime Bryan Lee comes out to some new music to go with his new attitude. No, Doc, I do not know. I don't know who or what that is, so screw you.
Jesus Christ. God almighty.
You're just working us now.
I
mean,
how do you not know?
I mean,
How does somebody and let me break kayfabe here. How does a white man who's 42 years old not know what this song is?
You're so confusing people at this point, Doc. You confused people every week. Doc, what song is it? I don't know.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ, dude. This is pretty shameful. You don't know War Machine by Kiss. Okay, I guess I could get over that. But this is God.
Yeah, I mean, I can see like the Suicide Blonde song, yeah, because that's the fucking NXS. But this is a big band,
right? This is Aerosmith, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry,
back in the saddle.
Tell you.
Back in the saddle again.
That was back when Aerosmith was on drugs and making some really awesome kick-ass rock and roll music.
Yeah.
Sing it, Hopper. Sing Primetime's Bryan Lee new song.
Back in the saddle. That's what is a saddle, huh?
Yeah, back in the saddle again.
Yeah, back
dude.
in the saddle again. I'm back.
No.
Daisy confused fucking Aerosmith.
I want some more, Hopper.
Yeah,
that
buddy.
sounded good, man. Keep going.
I'm back in the saddle again.
It was all the work to get Hopper to sing the song. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got a new song from Primetime Bryan Lee. He's got a new attitude.
New year, new me.
New year, new Lee. You get it? New year, new Lee. Yeah,
I got it.
Jesus Christ.
Since Dutch is wrestling, he's not at the desk after the match or during the match. But Tammy is for the match, and Tammy repeats that Primetime Bryan Lee is cute and he's so big, as she says. I don't even want to know what Harper's got to say, but I'll ask him. Did you catch that line?
Huge. Do you think his dickhead's got a big old mullet on it, too?
Got a little wig he puts on
Did you say, does his dickhead have a mullet on it, too?
Yeah.
Okay. They also show a recap of last week's interview with Tracy and Primetime Bryan Lee after this match. Basically, I should say this. So, Primetime Bryan Lee does win the match, but after that they go to a promo. So, in the promo, before I go to the promo, y'all got any thoughts of anything we've just saw here?
Impressive win.
Yeah.
Get him a quick win. I agree. Let's go to the promo. So it's this is Tammy and Primetime Bryan Lee. Here it is after the match.
We're right here now with Primetime Bryan Lee and Tammy Fitch. Brian, people are still surprised and they're still shocked at the fact that you came under the wing of this young lady.
Surprised and shocked. Don't ever call this lady to say she has a wing. Never. Oh, okay. This is my manager. You don't say anything about her unless I give you permission. Isn't that right, honey? And now, Tracy Smothers, I want to talk to you. You come out here and talk about how Bryan Lee betrayed you, how Bryan Lee did this. Tracy, listen, you're just like these simple-minded, coal-mining bumpkins up here in country land. You're nothing but a redneck. You were jealous of me the second week I was in this sport because he said he taught me what I know. I'll know more than you in 2 weeks, Tracy Smothers. And with this lady right here, I'm going straight to the top. I was the first Smoky Mountain heavyweight champion. You remember that, Bob? You better believe it. And all you coal-mining people out there remember it, too. Bryan Lee was the first champion, and then when I had the belt stolen from me, everybody overlooked it. Now I'm going back for what's mine. And I tell you what, Tracy, you got $20,000 on your head, and you have that gold around your waist, and it's all going to be mine. Isn't that right, Tammy?
Brian, I'll tell you what. You win that title, and you'll get the biggest surprise you've gotten yet.
Prime time, Bryan Lee and Tammy Fitch fans.
So is that code word for
ass to mouth?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you two dig that hole.
That's what it means.
Because I know Tammy listens to the show.
That's what hitting the ATM means. I love. Hey, we're talking about storyline, dude. I love Tammy, dude. Trust me, I'd love to love Tammy.
Yeah, she's definitely taken Bryan Lee up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
She's taking him up a notch, and the whole heel role, Primetime Bryan Lee, is working.
Those two, from a character perspective, have both helped each other. So that's all. That's like win-win right there.
Yeah.
I agree. Doc, anything else?
Man, he called them coal-mining bumpkins and rednecks, and he's just better as a heel, I think.
Yep.
I mean, he's not going to be Ric Flair or Dusty Rhodes, but you don't need him to be.
No, you don't. And another thing, too, I mean, that promo wasn't very long. I mean, it was less than a minute and a half, and that was between both of them. I mean, Primetime Bryan Lee basically spoke for less than a minute, or just a little over a minute. So he didn't have to come out there and cut no 5-minute long promo. He did his thing, man. That was good. Harper, anything else from you?
No, sir.
All right. So, after they leave, they cut the commercial, and then they come back, and it's Tracy Smothers, and Tracy's talking to Bob Caudle, and he's got some stuff to say. So let me cue that up for y'all right here.
All right, fans, right here now, the wild-eyed Southern boy, Tracy Smothers. Tracy, first of all, let me say I'm glad to see that you're able to see and that your eyes weren't permanently damaged with what Tammy Fitch did to you last week.
Well, you know something, Bob? To be back there and watch that monitor, trying to get my eyesight together and get my stuff together from last week, my vision has been blurred all week from that goofy hairspray. But to see a guy who I consider one of my best friends, Bryan Lee, who's now nothing but a nothing-happening prima donna, controlled by some two-bit huzzy leech from Wesley College up north somewhere with all them goofy Yankees. Tammy Fitch, Tammy Witch with a capital B if you get my drift. Young lady, I've been in this sport a long time, and I ain't never, ever had a woman slap my face. You lay your hands on me again, you better be ready to take the consequences. I've never touched a woman in this sport, but I'm going to make an exception with you. Primetime Bryan Lee, you say you want the $20,000 bounty, and you want the Smoky Mountain Heavyweight title. Well, you got to go through me to get the title. But remember this on the bounty. When you're in the Smoky Mountain area, in the East Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, and Eastern Kentucky, or all over. It don't matter. You got to come through me, man. I'm the man. I'm the champion. I got something you want. You come and get it. When you're here in this area, you're the hunted, and I'm the hunter, big boy. I'm going to be on you like a duck on a June bug, and that's the bottom line, Bob Carter.
All right, fans, right there from the champion, Tracy Smothers. And, of course, he and Bryan Lee, it's all going to come down.
Doc, what'd you think?
Two-bit hussies, goofy Yankees. Man, I think Smothers has got good fire here. I think he seems rejuvenated, and that's the bottom line, pal.
Yeah. Harper, what'd you have?
Bunch of damn goofy Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Go back up north with your toothpaste and
your no slaves.
Yeah.
Oh, they had them up there. Oh, they had them up there. You don't read. You read the history books. They had slaves up there in the north. Besides, we didn't fight the Civil War about slavery anyway.
Shut up, Doc.
You always know when I say something good, it's going to rile up the hillbillies because Mike gets nervous.
No,
he's a corporate shill just like everyone. Don't say anything too controversy might create cash, but don't be too controversial. Grab the brass ring, but don't really do it.
You say shit to just get a rise out of people. It's like it's a gimmick. You say political shit because you know it pisses people off. You're just like any fucking wrestler I've ever known. In that I'm gonna say it because I know it gets a rise out of folks. That's what you do. And I'm amazed that people can't catch on to it. They take you too serious. They literally take you too serious. So after Tracy Smothers is a recap of the Rock and Roll Express losing the belts from last week, and then we roll from there into Rock and Roll Express promo. So let's give that a listen. Here it is.
We just got to look again at what happened last week with those big guys, the Jim Cornettes, the Bruise Brothers, Rick.
You know, it seems like we keep on waking up with the same old nightmare with Jimmy Cornette. Now he's got the Bruise Brothers, somebody he can stand behind, somebody that he can talk real big and bad to. But let me tell you one thing, Jimmy Cornette. Now the Armstrong family has created the Army. They are going to take care of your heavenly bodies. And now it's up to us to take care of your Bruise Brothers because we don't care how big and bad they are. But the best thing about it all, Jimmy Cornette, is that we are saving you for Bullet Bob Armstrong himself. And I'm telling you, it's going to be sooner or later, and much sooner than you think, Cornette, because you got to understand one thing, Bob. He's the master of them all, and he's the baddest of them all. So you be ready, Jimmy Cornette, because like I told you many times before, rock and roll's here to stay. We're not here to play, and right now we're part of the Armstrong Army. All right.
Okay, Doc, I'll throw it to you. What did you think? Doc.
Hey.
Doc.
Don't ever mute me again.
I didn't mute you.
I feel like I was talking to my assistant here.
Well, you get on Harper about the shit he does, but you fucking just stepped away. So now I got to go back and spend time finding that shit so I can edit it out. That's the type of shit I got to deal with because of you.
Oh, look, I just had a talk on air with my assistant. What
were you trying to do? Shove a Pop-Tart up your ass?
I was eating some sunflower seeds, to be honest.
Okay.
But since you don't want me to go on mute, hold on a second.
More editing I got to do because he's a fucking idiot. No, 15-minute mark. Make sure I edit out Doc eating fucking sunflower seeds. Harper, while Doc is doing that, you want to give your thoughts on the Rock and Roll Express?
I thought Morton seemed to get bored here, and he was looking around, and I don't know. It just was weird.
Yeah, it was a little strange. And like, here's the thing. We just heard from them kind of last week after Bullet Bob, like, when Ricky made the ice hole comment. So I don't know. Harper, what'd you have? I really didn't have much from it. Like, it was.
It just seems like they don't give a shit about those belts. They're like, we're in a fucking Armstrong fucking army.
Yeah, it was like average. Like, I need the rock and roll to amp it up, and I think we're just getting to the point where they've been here now for a while, and I've said this now a few times. The act starts to wear thin, and I'm going to make a statement. We're ways off from this, but I guess that's why when the gangsters came in, that the rock and roll kind of got rejuvenated. To me, at least. And we're ways off from that, but I think that's an important point in 1994 Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Doc, do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. As he's trying to swallow his last bit of fucking sunflower seeds. We're going to take a vote here before we move on to the next segment of the show. We got a local promo. It's a Rock and Roll Express and Bullet Bob Armstrong. Doc, you got notes from that or what?
Skip it.
Yeah. That's what I had. Harper, you too?
Yeah.
Right. So now we roll into a very important part of the show, and that is the fact that, if you remember at the top of the show, Dutch Mantell pulled his own name out of the hat to face Bobby Blaze. So we're about to see Bobby versus Dutch. Well, it's supposed to be that way, but let's listen to what happens right here that stops that from occurring.
Y'all won't believe what happened to me. I was putting my boots on back there, and I pulled a muscle in my leg, and it hurts. But I tell you, when I need something, I went to my good friend, Ron Wright, and I told him what kind of predicament I was in, and he said he could have a replacement for me to meet Bobby Blaze today. And I'd like to introduce my replacement today. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand to the Mighty Yankee. Everybody stand up and cheer. Come on, Mighty Yankee.
All right, fans. Dutch, I think very conveniently said he pulled a muscle in his leg. He's got a replacement here, the Mighty Yankee. Ron Wright down there at ringside. Hey, wait a minute. And this doesn't fool anybody. There's no way. That's the dirty white boy with mask on. No doubt about it. Ron Wright's the dirty white boy. Dutch Mantell evidently went back, made some kind of a deal with the dirty white boy, even though Dutch is limping over this way. The white boy flipping.
Okay, so, I mean, Bob Cottle pretty much tells us what I wanted us to hear here, and that's for the people who, if they haven't seen this episode, it's clear as day. This is the dirty white boy. Harper, what were your thoughts? You first.
Yeah,
I mean, just on the promo part, before we get into the match.
No, I was kind of excited to see Dutch fucking wrestle. It's been a while.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time we saw him. He's
Since
done.
we've seen him work.
He's wrestled, but it's been on non-televised stuff because I've seen some of the records. He's wrestled, but last time we saw him on Smoky Mountain TV wrestle, it was a while ago. It was a while ago.
And the fucking dirty white boy's got to come out doing that shit.
Ryan Wright pulled a fast one.
What the fuck?
Doc, what'd you think when this was announced?
I think Dutch is working some dark matches at these TV tapings because you've seen him a couple of times in the last few weeks with like tape wrist and whatnot. Bobby's pre-match T-shirt is some airbrushing masterpiece. Let me tell you that right now. That shit looks like it came out of the worst mall in the world, and I think that's awesome. That'd be like right behind Bobby at this airbrushing stand was like some white trash teenage couple that wanted to get their faces airbrushed on a shirt. Our love will last forever, and that's until Ricky starts his meth habit and falls in love with methamphetamine.
I thought you were gonna say until whoever
Ricky leaves until Ricky leaves Becky for LaWanda because he gets a taste of blacker the berry, sweeter the juice.
That's nice, Doc.
Whatever, that's what you say all the time.
It's real classy.
Man, I sure hope Dutch is okay. A pulled muscle in a leg is nothing to trifle with. You got to be careful with those things.
You do, man. You fuck up a hamstring. You pull a hamstring, man. That is something extremely painful to deal with.
Right,
okay. Right. So obviously they're not even trying to hide the fact that this is the dirty white boy. I mean, it's as clear as fucking day. I mean, he's got everything the dirty white boy wears to the ring, except he's got a mask on. I mean, the black tights pulled up to his titties, you know, the black boots. It's obviously
Ron White's there.
Right. I mean,
Can you never, ever, ever say the words "his titties" again?
His chest.
Thank you.
I mean, dirty white boy.
His facts.
If Tony Anthony's listening to this, he knows I mean no disrespect. I mean,
I don't care who you're talking about. I don't like the phrase "his titty."
Well, you asked a question on the flagship show a few weeks back. You were like, who pulls up their tights to their titties, closest to their titties? Jimmy Boogie Woogie Man Valiant, or Dirty White Boy? And
I've grown since then.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, but I love the finish of this thing, even though we know it's a Dirty White Boy. So Bobby had Dirty White Boy or Mighty Yankee, whatever the hell you want to call him. He's got him reeling. And Mighty Yankee is laying near the ring apron when Ron Wright gives Mighty Yankee something to stuff in his mask. Yankee stuffs, let's assume it's a piece of metal or lead into his mask. And then he headbutts Bobby, and Bobby's knocked out. Mighty Yankee wins. I've seen a finish like that before. In the old days, they would do it all the time. They load the mask up, and the mask guy wins. I just liked it. Bobby loses, and I want to get Doc's thoughts on the match at this point.
Well, hold on a second. I'm eating some more sunflower seeds.
Harper, you go first.
I like that finish.
You liked it or didn't?
Like that? Yeah.
No, I liked it. It was old school.
Uh-huh.
Well, this is 25 years ago.
Yeah,
well, you think
old school.
It would be nice to see someone do that now. I mean,
or false finish it.
They can do it. They can do it all they want. They can do it all they want. I ain't gonna see it.
Yeah, I like the finish. I thought it was good. You got anything else, Hopper?
I got tired of watching 5 hours a week of current product, waiting for shit like this to happen. So I just said, "Fuck it."
Go watch the old shit instead. I agree.
Yeah.
Doc, what do you got from the match?
Well, here's my note.
Seeds.
Yeah, I finished them up. So, really, really good source of polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, by the way. Bobby can work, and he's got a build. So are we to assume that it's his face that kept him from hitting the big time?
I just think there's only so many spots.
Yeah.
I thought it was maybe that train wreck above his neck.
Coming from the ugliest dude I know, but okay, keep going.
Nice.
I in all seriousness, Bobby is
cleaning up.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bobby is the first guy, I think, in Smoky Mountain, unless I'm wrong, to really elevate out of that kind of lower mid-card enhancement talent to get himself up into a higher position. So good on him, because nobody else has really done that. I mean, we thought Horowitz could, or Rip Rogers should have, but they didn't. And they ended up leaving. Carl Styles was nobody's, So,
wow,
I'm not saying
Styles, Jesus.
I'm not saying Bobby is the next Tracy Smothers for the promotion, but he's come a long way in a short time in terms of vertical ascension here. Remember that?
The only person close, and I say close because, I mean, it's not a like apples to apples comparison, would be Killer Kyle, but Kyle hasn't really won anything. He hasn't won a title of any sort. But
no,
you can go back, like I've always said, to the very first match in Smoky Mountain. Killer Kyle did the job to Robert Gibson, very first match ever. So you maybe could point that out, but again, and Kyle.
You hear that, Bobby? Mike's working real hard to try to diminish your accomplishments here.
The irony is those two are good friends.
Well, that's great. I hope they listen to this at a bar. I hope they have a barbecue and fire this up and listen to it. Talk about rats and book in the territory.
That's right. So anyway, let's keep going. So after the match, Bobby gets fucked, and now he's no longer the Beat the Champ TV title holder. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Flat on his back, looking at the lights.
All right, fans, with us right now, Bobby Blaze. Boy, I tell you, some blow. That had to be a ringer. I'm convinced that was a dirty white boy in there, Bobby.
I know it was a dirty white boy in there. You know what, though? I was just excited to be the TV champion, And I knew it wouldn't last forever. I was more excited I had a chance in front of all these fans to defend my title. One thing I don't like, though, Bob, I didn't like being cheated out of my title. And Dirty White Boy, I know it was you. And I'll tell you what, you beat me. And I said you probably would beat me. One thing you didn't do, brother, you did not break my spirit, because I'm going to still come at you. You can't make me quit. You can't make me quit.
All right, fans, right from the mouth of Bobby Blaze that the Dirty White Boy will not, that he's never, ever going to make him quit. And right now, let's find out more about the most popular wrestler.
They're about to go into that most popular wrestler shit. But, Doc, what'd you have from Bobby right there?
Why are they talking to him? He lost. Looking up at the lights. He got paid. He got pinned. Bobby lost the title, so Bobby wins the Tim Horner Award this week.
Oh, that's real classy.
What the fuck?
Giving it to our friend Bobby Blaze. Harper, what'd you have from that?
He won't quit.
It's pretty simple. I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah. Roll out Tony Anthony right there to cut a promo after on how he just beat Bobby Blaze? And I mean, you already know it's him. Now you just need him to talk to really, really confirm it. I don't know, man. It was fine, right. You know? Whatever.
Yeah. It wasn't bad.
This isn't Tim Horner level. Because
no,
Bobby still has that Golly G thing going.
I'm not
Horner
giving him
that.
I'm not giving him the award for his promo. I'm giving him the award because he lost the title. I mean, that was our only entree into gold.
Oh, so you're trying to cover it like Bill Apter covered the wrestling in the 80s.
BTT had I mean, I feel like, you know, he's been a host on here before. When he held the title, we held the title, and now he lost it for us. So I don't appreciate that.
Okay. So after Bobby's promo, they do the most popular wrestler commercial again. And once again, the winner gets a brand new colored TV. You got to specify colored TV in 1993.
I tried to Google that a Spectrum.
I did. I did.
I couldn't find anything.
I got it. They've you know, you got to call things different things as time evolves. It's called like Spectrum Management Company now or something.
Oh, okay.
They actually had like 6 or 7 reviews and all, you know, 4.2. So
it's still around?
Yeah, buddy, dude.
Wow.
See, there you go, Doc. Stop shitting on the people in the Smoky Mountains.
This wonderful 3-2 is perfect for cooking meth and putting your still in the backyard.
Just think of how many people that place has caused to file fucking bankruptcy, because you know those fucking rednecks couldn't pay for those fucking TVs and washer and dryers. So they're probably like, fuck it, file a bankruptcy.
What are you talking about, Harper?
Those fucking rent-to-owned fucking places with those poor-ass fucking people.
Man, that is some carny shit, that rent-a-center shit.
No, God, it's such a work.
Shit.
You gotta pay like $20,000 for a fucking GE washer and dryer when it's all over with.
I can't add anything.
Harpernomics.
Yeah.
That's trickle up Harpernomics, right? I tell you what, it is some carny shit, but it's legal.
Funny how what's legal when you
and
know.
You know what's funny? Like, think about the
remember when Troy Aikman and Hulk Hogan did commercials for it?
Yeah.
Well, think about, like, here's the thing. Think about people who default on their payments and actually fall behind, but they've paid it for like a year or two straight. So the company comes after you because you're not paying, but you've actually paid for the cost of that washer and dryer already.
Right.
So
I know, it's fucking crazy, huh?
I mean, it's no different than any credit card that if you carry a balance from month to month, you're basically, by the time that shit, you know, goes that far past due where it's like, all right, this shit shut off, they're trying to collect $3,000, you've already paid that and then some.
Let me intervene here and give everybody some of Doc's life tips. If you'd be better off taking your dirty, soiled clothes and washing them in your kitchen sink and hanging them somewhere outside or letting them air dry than to go try to rent to own a washer and dryer. Now,
that shit preys on poor people, dude.
Oh, God. It's like the fucking Sopranos.
It sure does. Now, This is going to be the best thing I have ever told all of my Docaholics in the many years we've been on the air.
Overselling.
No, this is for real, dude. This is a shoot. The best thing you can do for yourself, if you have the means available, is to pay off your credit card balances.
I think most people know that. They just don't have the
I don't
means
think
to.
so, pal.
No,
I
most
think
people
there's
know that.
Educated. I haven't held a credit card balance from month to month in over 10 years. I
Bruh,
ain't paying nobody for the right to.
This is 100% accurate, and people will be like bullshit. I don't do credit cards. They're like, yeah, right. No, I don't. I don't carry credit card balances. I live below my means, and what I mean by that is I don't believe in having car payments. So the car my wife drives is paid for. The one I drive is paid for. I ain't trying to buy nothing extravagant because you will spend over the course of your life hundreds of thousands of dollars on interest when you carry balances on shit like that.
Let me help you. People, I've been to his house and I can vouch for this. It is a complete and utter shithole.
So when I say become a patron, just know we ain't wasting no money around here. All right?
We run, lean. That's how we run. We run
lean, fucking lean, dude.
Lean operation. Bare bones. Only the necessities.
No fucking car note for either me or the missus. No fucking credit cards. Shit don't work like that around here. If I can't buy that shit with a debit card backed by some money that's on that card, that shit ain't getting bought.
The only hole in your logic is that you got that mortgage payment, pal.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing, though. That's the only thing I carry a balance on. That is literally the only thing I carry a balance on, that fucking mortgage payment.
All right, so personal finance aside, can we move on?
Yes, we can. While you're moving on, go to tinyurl.com/BTT patron and become a patron and help me out so that maybe I can afford one day and I can afford to pay Doc and pay Harper and all that good shit. That way we can drive Mercedes like the Horseman did back in the day. Actually, that shit will never happen. I don't care how rich I ever am. I'm never buying a fucking Mercedes. But again, it's tinyurl.com/BTT patron. Great way to support the show. Get access to the patron only content. Potentially being able to come on the show, cut a promo, talk on the show, whatever you want to do when you do come on. Again, tinyurl.com/BTT patron. The link is in the show notes and show description if you did miss it. We'll get back to the program now because now we got Down and Dirty with Dutch featuring Jim Cornette, Heavenly Body, Killer Kyle, and the Bruise Brothers all in one. And here it is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Dutch. I'm Dutch Mantell, and unfortunately, you're not. Joining me today, and I consider it an honor and a privilege, I have out here with me right now Jim Cornette, along with the Heavenly Bodies and the Bruise Brothers and Killer Kyle. And I want you to know, Jimmy, due to my professionalism, my leg is killing me.
I know that, Dutch, and I appreciate you coming out here and standing here interviewing me when you've got an injury. I appreciate that dedication.
It hurt me. I couldn't wrestle Bobby Blaze, but it worked out okay. What I want to say, Jimmy, and I very seldom say this, and I don't want to make a lot of commentary here, but what we saw Bob Armstrong do last week, in my opinion, my humble estimation, was nothing more than attempted murder. Then, after he did that, hit you with baseball bats and all that, he went under that desk, made an interview, and what he called you and these gentlemen here, Cornette's criminals.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what he did. Oh, Bullet Bob, fossilized dinosaur bone Armstrong, comes in a ring with a deadly weapon, comes in a ring with a baseball bat. What he's going to do is he's going to clean house, he's going to beat up the Bruise Brothers and the Bodies and Kyle, and he's going to get to me. That's what he thinks. Well, let me tell you something, Bob Armstrong. You ought to know about criminals real well. You ought to know about Sheriff Buford Pusser real well, because I have it on good authority that your whole entire stinking family has been getting arrested in the states of Georgia, Alabama, and Tennessee for the better part of 150 years. You are descended from garbage, and that makes you garbage. Your family's made up of gypsies, tramps, thieves, pickpockets, burglars, and assorted other scum and white trash.
Damn.
So what I'm saying to you, Bob Armstrong, don't bandy that word criminal about here. What you better do, Bob Armstrong, is you better open your eyes and you better take a look at the odds that you're facing. You got this ragtag army composed of your little pencil-neck sons and the has-been Rock and Roll Express. And you're going to put them up against the awesome power of the Bruise Brothers, the Smoky Mountain Tag Team Champions. And you're going to put them up against the awesome power of the Heavenly Bodies, who have not only beaten every team in Smoky Mountain, but have gone around the wrestling world to other organizations and have beaten their best too. And then you're going to try to match up with a man like Killer Kyle right here, who, if you want to talk about criminals, brother, has a past that you would absolutely shudder, that your knees would knock together, your knees would freeze, and your liver would quiver if you knew what Killer Kyle had done in the past. So what I'm saying to you, Armstrong's army is not going to be on the march. They're going to be on the retreat. Because if you want to call us criminals, well, brother, if we can rid the world of you, it will be my pleasure. So call us criminals. Cornette's criminals. That's what's going to happen. And the only thing that I'm upset about is the Smoky Mountain Wrestling would not let the Bruise Brothers give the Bodies the tag belts. But that still means that the Rock and Roll Express got to beat the Bruise Brothers to get them back. And that ain't going to happen. And as for you, Bullet Bob, one closing comment. You imagine yourself Sheriff Buford Pusser? Well, you know what happened to Buford Pusser. And you know where he is now. He's 6 feet under. Those criminals over there in McNairy County tinkered with his car. Well, Bullet Bob, if you bring that baseball bat near me one more time, brother, I'm going to tinker with you, and so are all my men.
There you heard it, fans. Very controversial words from a very controversial man. Don't go away.
Well, Corny covered a lot there in that 4-minute long promo, as you would expect. Doc, what did you have from it?
I really really like the line, "You are descendant from garbage and that makes you garbage." That's just, there is no way to misinterpret that.
Yeah, and then he rattled off you heard me laugh. He
White trash and scum. And
God, he dug deep as Corny does, yeah.
So are you aware of the term gypsies, tramps, and thieves and where that comes from in popular culture, Mr.
God.
Mike?
No.
That's a song that Cher sang in 1971, so that's where
yeah.
he said that.
That's great.
And then what do you know about Sheriff Buford Pusser?
Nothing.
Right, I've only heard it, but I don't really know. I mean, he said that last week though too.
Well, he was
Corny,
a sheriff. He was a sheriff of the McNairy County in Tennessee, who was known for his one-man war on moonshining, prostitution, and gambling. Which, I mean, those sound like three great things to me. So I don't know why you're against them. Booze and pussy and gambling. What's wrong with those?
That sounds like a trifecta.
That sounds like a Saturday night I'm into, pal. So yeah,
Hopper sees that shit every Saturday night when he's working at the bar that he works at.
Fucking right.
So basically,
Hopper, what's the worst thing that's ever happened in that bar?
Nothing.
Nothing. Damn.
Absolutely nothing.
You got no stories?
He's bouncing. Why would he let anything bad happen?
I have no stories. It's like I'm like the Maytag repairman just sitting there.
Nobody like had a baby in the bar or something.
No.
I used to work at this bar, bro, and there was so much shit that went down. Oh God! But go ahead, Doc.
Buford T. Pusser was killed in a one car. He had a Magnum TA like scenario, but they don't know that whether or not his car was sabotaged. So maybe the Horseman sabotaged Magnum TA's car. I don't know.
Whoa!
Fuck up. That was
Corny's hot, pal. Corny went on an extended rant here, and he was hot, and he was pitching some inside baseball references and just getting after it. So that was awesome.
I say it all the time. It's hard to do what he just did, rattle for 4 minutes straight, and not repeat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not bounce anything off of anyone. Like nobody else that was out there. And like I said, he's out there with the Bodies, Kyle, Bruise Brothers.
What do you think his podcast is every week?
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true too. But I mean, he's out there for 4 minutes straight, just basically saying we're gonna fucking get you, Bullet Bob. You come from trash, and we're gonna send you back there. Harper, anything you want to add to that? I thought this was real good.
Yeah, this reminded me of when he was Barry Baby Doll, Connor, fat pig and all that.
When she shopped in the Junior Moose department.
Yeah.
What was the line he said that time? He's like, "What's the gestation period on a bull moose?" And somebody like, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, I don't know either, but we should ask Baby Doll. She knows." Yeah, dude, he was brutal to Baby Doll. So a little bit that was more impactful because it was a man attacking a woman, but yeah, man, he went off on Bullet Bob here.
I'm sure it gives you an erection.
Whatever. Okay, so we talked about the whole Kevin Sullivan angle last week, or Sullivan and Kanemaru. Well, there's actually more to it. And last we heard, there was going to be no match between Sullivan and Kanemaru at Summer Blast because something that Sullivan did, and he's been banned, and he can no longer wrestle. Well, let's listen to a quick update from Bob Caudle on Kevin Sullivan. Here it is.
We told you that Kevin Sullivan has been suspended worldwide as a result of his vicious attack on Kanemaru in Japan. Now, the tape of that match was so gory that we can't show it to you on Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Now, Sullivan's attorneys have contacted us saying that Smoky Mountain Wrestling and the promoters around the world are depriving him of the opportunity to make a living. They're demanding that that tape be shown to prove that Sullivan was provoked, that he didn't do it on his own, that he was provoked. But Smoky Mountain Wrestling is standing by its decision. We will not show the tape, and Sullivan is indefinitely suspended. All right now, let's go to the ring.
Bruh, Smoky Mountain loves to work the attorney angle.
Yeah.
On every fucking thing there is, and I like it. I'm not complaining. But we've got another lawsuit, which is, they got to average 5 lawsuits a year at this point. Harper, what did you have from this?
I want to see the fucking video.
Well, you can watch it as soon as we're done recording, because since Doc said he found it, which I knew there was a match. I didn't realize that in the match it was that brutal and, something that devastating happened. Maybe that's not how bad it was, but whatever. Harper, anything else from that?
No.
All right, Doc, what'd you have from there? That's what you had?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah. Sunflowers.
You have a mouthful of snatch or sunflower?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you giving your wife a mustache rod right now? I'm real confused.
Why would you say that?
Dude, I gotta say this. Doc's wife and my wife hate this show.
Why?
Because they hate us.
They're like,
this show's a product of ours.
Dude, my wife hears sometimes when I'm recording. She's like, I don't know what these fucking people find funny about the shit that y'all discuss. It's stupid. Well, I don't know what to tell you. We got a nice fan base, and we do a couple 100,000 downloads a month, and I don't know what to tell you.
I just tell her that she's just hot because she doesn't have any Mrs. Docaholics.
No, that's not what you said. I don't know if we've ever said what your wife does for a living, but that's why your wife.
Yeah, maybe we should not do that here then.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I was gonna say was, let's just say never drew a dime.
No, that's not true. That's not necessarily a.
You're not getting the joke, asshole.
I get the joke, but you're not applying it correctly. I gotta stand up for my little Mrs. Doc here.
Little Mrs. Doc. All right, so let's keep going. Bob Caudle was getting ready to throw us to the ring, and he does. And it's Mike Sampson, Robbie Eagle, and Jeff Daniels. I don't know the last time we saw Jeff Daniels. Feels like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's back. And versus Bullet Bob and his boys. So Bullet Bob comes out dancing and shit. It's hilarious. It's great.
Oh, hold on. Time out.
Go ahead.
Do you know that song?
I watched
What song was it?
A week
and
and a half.
One of the worst songs in the history of music.
I forgot.
I don't know the name of it.
It's a thrashing of the highest order.
Okay.
Bad to the bone.
Yeah. I mean, I know that, but I thought you were going to tell me who sang it.
Well, he didn't write it, but George Thorogood sings it.
Okay. Well, that's what I meant. Who the performer is there. All right. So here's the thing. Before we keep going into the match, Bullet Bob is full of charisma.
Yes.
I want to get your thoughts on that, Harper.
Yeah. He's really living this shit up.
I forget how old he is right here, but he's out there and he's working, bro. He's got it, bro. He is working, full of charisma. I love it. This is some good shit. Well, during the match, so we get into the match. I love how Dutch calls Bullet Bob a criminal, but when Bob Caudle calls Cornette's crew a bunch of criminals, we get a law lesson from Dutch on how that's slander.
It is.
That's so heel. So that's such a great heel shtick, but I love it. So according to Dutch, Bullet Bob can be called a criminal, but Caudle can't call Cornette's criminals.
Right.
That's called the great exchange right there, boys and girls. When you're a heel announcer and a straight announcer and a babyface announcer can go back and forth like that. Just a good exchange. And now during the match, the Bruise Brothers and the Heavenly Bodies work their way towards the ring. The Bruise Brothers and Heavenly Bodies allow the Armstrongs to win the match, but as soon as they get the win, they attack the Armstrongs like a pack of wild dogs, and then Cornette has batting practice with Bullet Bob's ribs again, which I think is great considering this man just came back from injury. Now you're going to have, target him again, and you're going to give him 3 solid strikes to the stomach. The Rock and Roll come out to make the save. Thankfully, we go to commercial. Doc, I'll stop there. What did you think?
All of that's correct. The only other note I had was Steve Armstrong has something, and I wonder why he didn't go further.
I think they got pigeonholed.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where, I remember in WCW, you'd see him and you'd see him on like WCW Worldwide in the early 90s or mid 90s. And I just think they got pigeonholed because they're good. I mean, like you watch them talk. I mean, I heard Cornette say this one time and I wasn't sold on it. He mentioned once, he goes, like, they're good promo. And I remember when he said it, I go, corny, you're just kind of overselling your friends, but you watch them and they're good in the ring and they can promo. They're good. It just, I think
would you say last couple weeks ago that Steve Armstrong's better than Steve Austin?
No, I said when you listen to him. No, you're trying to be funny at this point. I said when you listen to him, he sounds a little like him.
Oh, that's it.
Like the way he was projecting his voice, he sounded like him.
Whatever.
But Harper, what'd you have from the match though?
Seeing Jeff Daniels wear real gear really makes a difference.
He looked like a bum before.
Yeah, he looks like he belongs there now.
Yeah. Anything else from the match, Harper?
Fuck. His fucking ribs are broken again, huh?
Well, he's about to promo in a second, but we gotta cover another match before that. So, but in a nutshell, I kind of like this. You get them out there, they get a win, and they get attacked. So they didn't lose, but they get attacked by the Cornette's criminals. So I thought this was good here. Good thing to do for as you're ratcheting things up for Summer Blast. Now after the match, there's a Chris Candido versus Tim Horner match, and I will say this: Horner does get a nice pop when he comes out. It's actually a good match between these two. It's not one of those 5-star gimmicks that Dave Meltzer likes to talk about, but it's a good one. While Candido is showboating, Horner gets a win, and Candido pitches a fit in the ring afterwards. Harper, what did you have from that match?
It seems strange to see the ref count outside the ring. I don't think I've seen that before.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah, because they're like close to the ropes, and he like kind of slides out the ring.
Yeah.
The fucking count.
Yep. That was pretty damn weird. I agree.
Yeah.
Doc, go ahead. Keep going.
And I was wondering, is that legal?
Sure. Why not?
Fucking.
Well, it ain't legal nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, you won't see that. I don't think you'd see that on WWE at all, but yeah, I'm looking at it now. You're right. Mark Curtis slides, and actually, I wonder if he was attempting to slide out and just overslid. Or
I don't know.
like if he intentionally did that. I don't know. What do you have from that, Doc?
Me?
Yeah. The match.
Me.
I mean.
The match.
You. The match. What do you got
see Horner dive to the floor there? It's a big move for a guy like that in 1993. Yeah. Horner botched an elbow here at one point.
Here we go. We're going to bury Horner now.
But I thought Tim Horner was really, really good here.
I agree. He was very good. He was really good. Horner's good. All right. Anything else, Doc, from that?
No, sir.
Okay. So, like I said, they put this match on after the deal with Bullet and his boys. So we had to wait. Now we get a local promo, and I'm going to hold off on that one for a second. I want to go to the promo now that is played. And this is Bullet Bob Armstrong, Rock and Roll Express, along with Armstrong's Army. So let's hear what goes on here. This is after Bullet Bob and his boys got screwed. They didn't get screwed because they won the match, but after they were attacked by the Heavenly Bodies and Bruise Brothers. Here it is.
With us right now at ringside, here's Rock and Roll Express, Armstrong's Army right here, Bob. It looks like Cornette is going to go to any length. He's got a bunch of criminals now that he's got under his arms.
The criminals failed. They tried to take me out again, but these old ribs healed and hardened up, brother. You didn't get the job done. Now, a famous president one time said, walk softly and carry a big stick. Well, I'm tiptoeing and carrying a Louisville Slugger, and I intend to put it over your head like a jackhammer till I put you so far into the ground, ain't nothing but your head sticking up, and I'm going to kick a 3-point field goal with you, big boy. Now, I'll tell you this, rock and roll is in the Armstrong Army right now. Thank you, boys. I appreciate all you can do for us. Scott and Steve are here, brother. We are rolling. When the Army rolls, boy, people sit up and take notice. What you gonna tell Mama now? Oh, Bullet's back. What's he gonna do to me? All you gotta do is stick around through the summer blast, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do to you. Because I'll tell you this, when you bring that racket up against the Louisville Slugger, you gonna come out on the short end of this big stick, my big boy. So bring your criminals on. The Army's gonna lock them up. And when we lock them up, you pay the prices. Armstrong family tradition, pay what you owe, and we owe you plenty, brother, and we're gonna pay you in full, right, rock and roll? You got that right. Only thing I can say, Bob, is when the Armstrongs and the rock and roll get together, all we do is create stormy weather.
What about it, Scott?
I just want to say one thing. Mama Cornette, sue-wee, sue-wee. You big fat pig, Jim Cornette, you gonna get it, brother. It's just a matter of time, and you're going down at the hands of Armstrong's Army, brother.
All right, fans, so that's got to wrap it up for this week. We'll see you next week.
I actually like that Scott got that dig in at the end after Ricky with stormy weather that we've heard 500 times. Doc, what'd you have from this?
That was jip jiving and socializing done right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to bang on it. I was like, wait, that was pretty
good. But I
good.
do have a new rule.
What's that?
When I hear the term stormy weather, it's an automatic 0.1 reduction in disability checks.
0.1?
0.1.
That's, I mean, 0.1 is a little low on the deduction.
Well, I'm not trying to kill the whole episode for one line, pal.
You know what you should do? You should do 0.25 every time you hear duck on a June bug, stormy weather, not here to play, here to stay. You should do 0.25
that's their tagline, dude. You can't take that away from them.
Yeah, you can't. Well, I can do whatever the fuck I want. What are you talking about?
Then you do it. I'm just telling you what my new thing is. You shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
All right. Harper, what'd you think about the promo?
It was the fucking Armstrongs got it, man.
Yeah, they're damn good, man.
I
don't think they get their just due. Or maybe they do. I mean, Scott's an agent in WWE now, so maybe they do, and we just don't see it that way. But I agree, man. Like, you look back, and they didn't really get their just due as performers back in the day. I mean, they were better than I think people would normally give them credit for. And I'm talking about Scott and Steve, obviously, because Road Dogg was a pretty big star in his own right. So, but yeah, good stuff there. So, local promo. Do you have anything from this one, Doc?
Nope.
There's a Cornette one at the end. Harper, what about you? Anything?
No.
I didn't. All right, I did disability checks first last week, so I'm not doing the disability checks this week first. I want the number one docaholic, the Docster himself, to go first. And while we're talking about disability checks, check out our TeePublic store where the Docaholic T-shirt is now there. I'm still waiting for Harper's design as of this recording. So as soon as I get Harper's design, Harper will have a T-shirt.
Me too.
that you can purchase, but we're waiting on it in the meantime. But Doc, disability checks, what are you doing?
This episode was okay. It wasn't great. Again, I need Summer Blast Fallout to happen. I'm gonna go 7.3.
Okay. Harper, you go first. You go now.
I give it a 7.5. It was all right, but it was just kind of wah. I mean, yeah. I mean, the Armstrong promos fucking saves it.
You know what? You know what was missing? This is 2 weeks in a row. And I know Ron Wright was out there. We haven't heard from Ron Wright in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Wasn't on last week, and this would have been a good time for Ron to say something to amp this thing up. Because I agree with you, Harper. It was just there. So I did 7.5 as well. You know, the promo at the end was good, but you're right. You're kind of holding steady right now. We're still in that lull that Doc talked about last week and that I talked about previous weeks. We're still in that lull as we're heading towards Summer Blast. So we do need to do government cheese though. Doc, you go first. I went first last week. You go first. Government cheese. Who you giving yours to?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this, and I ain't bullshitting you here. I seriously considered, and he was in the running, Tim Horner for the government cheese.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Harper just had an orgasm. What?
But I was afraid of the butterfly. I was afraid of the ripple butterfly effect that would happen if I granted Tim Horner government cheese. So I am going to give it to Corny for that promo on Down and Dirty because that was pretty hot.
Okay. Harper, who you got? Government cheese.
Yeah, the fucking Cornette for that promo. I mean, I gave it a fucking the Bullet Bob last week, so I was like, you know, I'll give it to fucking Cornette this time. Because it was either going to be one. It was either going to be one or the other. So I'll give it to Cornette this time.
Yeah, it's hard not to give it to Cornette. Doc, how would you, after seeing Cornette, give it to Horner? What would make you want to give it to Horner?
I thought he wrestled a good match.
Oh, okay. So now all we got to do is wrestle a good match and get government cheese?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
What's the name on the marquee, pal?
Pro Wrestling?
Thank you.
Or Wrestling? Which one is it?
Well, you tell me.
Okay.
These episodes haven't had a lot of hot shit going on, even though the angle's hot. So,
we're in a lull, man. I'm telling you.
I know.
It's almost like I didn't like the beginning because at the beginning of Smoky Mountain, nothing's going on at first.
Yeah.
But it's almost like that. Plus, at this point, you've really been hit with a lot of good shit in the last year and 5 months. So it's like you're gonna have down periods, and I don't know if I call this a down period for Cornette as far as money wise, but you're gonna have periods where you gotta reload, you gotta get things back in the saddle, you gotta get things amped back up. It just doesn't. It takes time, man, and I think that's what you're seeing here. Whatever. So, all right. So I'm going Cornette too. So on the disability checks, I did 7.5, Doc did 7.3, Harper did 7.5, and then we all given Cornette the government cheese. So Corny wins his government cheese for probably, I'm going to estimate, it's been at least 30 times at this point. I'd say he's gotten it for half of the episodes.
Yeah.
Almost, but anyway, so hey, I do need to shout out the Hall of Fame patrons at DNEIW, LS, RE Miller 39, at Justin _Andretti, at JShiny21, at Natural Hacksaw, at Thin Man Within, Slider 91 US, at Shep Daddy 32, USC 49ers Dodger, at Gerald Green III, at T-Hog 94, at SV Pageant, at Martin Howe 71, at Tim Moretti, Coleman 822, at Guybold Unreal, and at Unconvinced Ray. Thanks for being BTT Hall of Fame patrons. If you're out there listening to this show, I want to remind everyone, when I post the shows, I don't say this often, please share them on Facebook and retweet them on Twitter. It helps grow the show. So haven't mentioned that in a while, but I wanted to say that, so please do so. If you haven't already done so, check out our Pro Wrestling Tee store. The link is in the show notes and the show description. Go to our Facebook page as well. You can get there. You get to the Pro Wrestling Tees store from there. If you just go to facebook.com/booking the territory, hit the like button, click shop now. It'll take you to Pro Wrestling Tees. Follow us on Twitter at BTT_podcast. I'm at Mike504Saints. Hardbody Hopper is at CJH Udat. And if you haven't already done so, check out our Amazon referral link. It's tinyurl.com/BTTAmazon. It is a great way to support the show on an ongoing basis. Wives, girlfriends, whoever in your family does a lot of shopping on Amazon, please use it. We'd appreciate it. And then lastly, check out my friends, the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing, the Kingpin, Brian Malonis, and Mike Crockett. One show a week these days on Mondays. Just search WPAN, and you can subscribe to theirs wherever you get your podcast from. They do some new stuff, but classic stuff as well. That's all I got. I'm out of breath. I'm all tuckered out. We got to do World Class right now. And we've been going at this thing for over 2.5 hours. Yeah, I knew I'd get a rise out of you. I wanted to see if you were listening to anything I said. Let's do some World Class finally, Doc. Let's just get it out the way while we're thinking about it. Come on, man. Y'all see what kind of commitment he's got?
None.
That's bullshit.
How much patron money do I get?
That's bullshit. All right. So, Doc, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Not a goddamn thing.
All right, Hopper, you?
Fuck no.
Hit the tagline, Hopper, and take us home.
Fuck it, bitch.